I heard him say, I believe in this message of faith so much that you could throw me and this Bible out into the desert out of an airplane, and in 3 years come back and I'll have a city there. And I said, oh my gosh, this is why I got saved. This is why I gave up. I can live off of that. So that's how it all started. It was actually your dad. I didn't know anything about him. Then I heard about Brother Hagin. And so eventually, after the 4 years of college, I went to Rhema. And then after that, I took a career at Southwest Airlines as a flight attendant. And so I never was a pilot until recently. And so I went back, and the Lord allowed me to go back and get all my ratings and fly our airplanes now.
You've made a lot of progress in just a few years.
Yeah, something happened to me when I had that heavenly experience where I was in an operating room and I had like a near-death experience. So clinically, they can't prove that I was dead because it was a dental surgery where they didn't monitor you at the time. So they put me out. But Jesus was right there, and he took me, and he said, I need to show you some things. And so that 45 minutes that with him, he taught me how to walk in the Spirit. And he just went through it. And so that first book I wrote was literally about that. Here's how you pray. Here's how you never give up. Here's how it works behind the scenes. Here's how the angels work. And then he sent me back. And so when he sent me back, my brain was rewired differently. I took an IQ test. I was 106 in elementary school, and the whole way up in high school. I tested out at 159 on my IQ test. After I came back from heaven, I took one of those self-tests.
That means that just sitting here with you today, we are being elevated in our intelligence.
Yeah. So God, something happened to my brain. I could memorize things. I could go into somebody's desk and read upside down what was on their desk. I'd read all their memos, and I can memorize things. And so I just started thinking, well, I'll just start memorizing manuals. I'll start memorizing how to play instruments and things like that. So it just seemed like everything came easier after I met Jesus that way. So that's kind of like the nutshell version of it. I finished my career with Southwest Airlines, never became a pilot there. As soon as I wrote my first book, it just became a bestseller. And I started the school, which now has 43,000 students in just 5 years. And, all the other outreaches that we do. I feel like Jesus wants to do this for people, not that everybody has this experience, but I feel like sometimes we need help in a supernatural way because we go as far as we can go, and then we need help. And Jesus let me know that people just don't ask him. That we should be believing relationally for him to come and really literally walk with us. And that's what happened with me. He started to focus on the relationship part and not just the position part. Because my circles and our circles, we hear a lot about position and Jesus. But Jesus, when he was with me in this encounter, he talked more about the relational part. He said there is a relational righteousness as well, and a holiness that's relational. He said, we got positional. He says, you're as righteous as you're going to get positionally. He said, and you're as holy as you're ever going to be. And he says, you're going to be holy just like I'm holy. And your righteousness is you're completely clean. You have no past. He literally showed me that the files were gone. He literally showed me that the file boxes were gone. The case against us is closed. Literally, it's expunged. And he said, you need to go back and tell people this. And he said, but I want you to focus more on the relationship part of it. He said, the walking every day. And when things don't work out, what do you do? And he showed me the fallback procedures. Like if you're in an ambulance, and it's, you can't even quote one scripture because you're in pain or whatever. Jesus said, I'm right there.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to happen. I didn't
word by word. He'll give you word by word in those times.